Okay. Let's see. All right. Good. We are recording, and thanks a lot, guys, for jumping on. Welcome to the More Listings Mastermind. My goodness, this has been an interesting morning. I tell you what, it might be something in there. But anyway, I want to go ahead and get right into our program. We've got Tim Yates on. He's going to talk about some trust and living trust. And anyway, so why don't you go ahead and Tim, and go ahead and let's talk about some of the things you've got going on in your world, my friend.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, my friend. Hey, what's up, Gillman? How you doing, buddy?
I'm excited to see you, man. I got Tim Yates, one of my Raving fans, vice versa. I have my own trust set up through Tim, so very
That's
cool and easy to work with. Excited to hear what you got to say.
absolutely, man. I appreciate it. So I'll keep it short. My name is Tim Yates. I founded an estate planning firm. Actually, we're more of a technology firm with my wife, Carrie, who's our firm's lead attorney, almost a decade ago. Time is really flying. And our whole purpose was really to disrupt the estate planning industry by focusing working on with real estate professionals. Our goal was simple: is to help real estate professionals get more listings, and in turn, it's going to help us get more trust clients. So it's kind of the perfect situation for us to partner with real estate professionals. When you look at the numbers, Robert, you and I've talked about this before, especially here in California. It's unbelievable how many people do not have their homes in a trust. As a matter of fact, it's about 87.3% of all homeowners do not have their homes in a trust. So if you want to even break that down even closer to like what's applicable to your own database, your own contacts, it's about 9 out of 10 people in your database don't have their home in a trust. And so it's a tremendous opportunity for us to help a lot of people. The truth though, one of the reasons behind that number is it's been an issue with affordability. People, again, traditionally have had to spend thousands of dollars to get an estate plan done. And also, it can be very confusing for people. Do I need a trust? Do I need a will? Do I need an asset protection trust, revocable, irrevocable, all these different things? So, we've worked hard to make sure that we educate people on what they actually need, and most importantly, we make it affordable. We've taken pricing out of the equation, so no longer is someone going to say, "Hey, Tim, I know I need this. I just can't afford it right now, or I'll get to it eventually." We make sure that they can jump on it right away because that's the one thing we don't know is how much time we have. I always like to tell people, last time I checked, the mortality rate is still 100%. So let's make sure that we get an estate plan done quickly and efficiently for people. And then lastly, Robert and I are going to be launching a series of webinars where we're going to really, again, showcase the system, what I call the legacy listing system. And it's really a way for agents and real estate professionals to win more listings, take up more market share, and again, it's 100% free. We're not here to sell anything. We're just here to educate and show people how we can help them build their business through estate planning. So there you go.
You know what? I tell you what, the biggest thing that I take away from that, Tim, is as an agent, we're always looking for ways to reach out to our database. And if we have the tools, sure, we can always call up and say you want to buy, sell, or invest. But when you reach out to them and what's the number you said that people do not have their trust? What's that number?
87.3%.
That is huge. That is a huge, huge database of folks we can reach out to and offer those services. And did you give us a little bit of background on, the cost? I know it's a substantially it's expensive to do a living trust, but you have a better way of doing that. Why don't you go into detail of that?
Absolutely. When I looked at the pricing model over a decade ago, just even watching my wife talking with clients and consulting with clients about their needs and hearing those price points of $3,500, $4,500, $5,500, and hearing them say, even if they had millions of dollars of asset to protect, people are still hesitant to put $4,000 or $5,000 on their credit card, so they justify it by saying, "I'll get to it eventually," and then they never do. So I asked the question, I said, what if we could build a business model that is still that high level personal touch from beginning to end, but make it affordable? Let's make it under $1,000. Is that possible? Can we do that? And the answer is yes. And we've far exceeded that. So no longer is someone going to say, Tim, I can't afford that. And no longer are we going to say, oh, that'll be about $3,500. In most cases, for a married couple, it's about $995. For a single person, it's about $7.95. Again, it becomes a no-brainer. They're getting the same exact product, the same exact service, maybe even a higher level of service with us for those kind of price points. So it just changes the game for everybody. And that's one of the things too, when I look at partnering with real estate professionals or other professionals, whether you're a CPA or things like that, it's one thing to say, hey, I got this great company that can do your estate plan. It's another thing to say, hey, I got this great company that can do your estate plan. And by the way, it's not going to break the bank. It's absolutely affordable and you can do it. So it's going to strengthen your relationships with those people because you're referring them into a model that not only takes care of them, but actually makes it affordable for them.
You know what? I love it. What else do you want to tell them? Don't you have some classes, some trainings? But the big question I had for you, Tim, what's the cost again for the agents to learn about how to reach out to their database and actually earn an income on this?
It's zero. There's no cost. We're not selling anything.
Zero. I
Yeah,
like that.
zero cost. It doesn't get
Did
any
you,
better than
did you say zero to offer all your clients complete peace of mind and planning in their after plans?
That's a
100%
pretty good price.
zero.
Yeah, that's a huge,
Yeah.
huge benefit.
One of the things that is, what we're doing is we're launching some new sites and systems and stuff like that. So for right now, what I'm going to recommend is I'm actually just going to put my contact information in the chat thing and have people reach out directly to me. We do have like a little informational thing we can send out. I was providing a link, but I got my web developers right now making some changes to it. So I don't want the link to not be working. So if maybe Carla, or if you need me to, just put in my contact information, my direct info, I can go ahead and do that as well. And then feel free to reach out to me directly and we can talk about it and how we can help your business.
Yeah, go ahead, Tim. When you get a chance, drop that in the chat box so everybody gets a chance to take advantage. I like free. I like a tool to reach out to. 87% of my database does not have a living trust. I like those odds. I like that
Absolutely.
conversation, how it's going to go. Most of them don't even know it exists. The ones that do maybe have been reluctant on reaching out, getting that service done because they think it might be too much. So I think it's huge. Yeah, go ahead and drop your information in the chat. We'll share it with the folks. And anything in closing, Tim, that you'd like to say to the agents, whether they be on this call or that listen to it later on.
I just looked together like I'm choking here. I'm just looking forward to getting to know people and helping them really utilize our business model for their benefit. Because it truly is helping everyone. It's helping our business partners, and then it's helping all of their clients. So it's a truly an amazing system. I'm obviously very excited about it, and it's just a matter of continuously meeting new people to partner with.
I dig it. I dig it. Tim Yates, as always, man, I appreciate you so much. And I know a lot of agents that I coach, train, and mentor all over the country are taking advantage of it. They're jumping on the trainings. And you have a webinar that's coming up, a webinar series that we'll be doing to help folks understand a little bit more. Because the more you know, the more confidence you have going into that conversation. We're not trying to take you away from selling real estate. We're basically educating you more similar to a lender. It's an affiliated power partner of ours as agents, title, escrow, Cutco. We'll talk about that in a second. I cannot wait. But just having your affiliated team ready to go, the more educated you are on the process, the better you can explain. And you need to know enough just to explain it to them, and then the experts take over. So that's awesome. I love it.
Absolutely.
Tim, thanks so much, brother, for being on, and we'll certainly look forward to our conversations. We have some stuff, really, really good stuff going on. Okay, well, thanks for jumping on, Tim. I want to get right to my next guest because this is somebody that I've shared the stage with multiple times, training agents all over California. And he's just a great talk about a power partner. This guy is the power partner of all power partners. My buddy Eric Gillman, the sharpest guy and he'll go into the details. But before we get that, I am a true believer in Cutco. I have my Cutco stuff right here. I even have the penny, Eric. I have the penny that we cut up with these wonderful knives. I have the knife set. I have the spreaders. Let's spread the word and the sharpest guy in real estate. So I'll tell you what, I love these. These closing gifts are in every single closing gift Carla and I put together for our clients without exception. Last time we saw each other, Eric, I loaded up. I've got a whole box of all kinds of good stuff at Cutco. So I just wanted to thank you for everything you do. And let's get into it. I know we had some computer stuff going on in the beginning, but we don't let anything like that stop us. Um, and so I think sharing your screen, I don't know, Eric, I know you want to share your screen a little bit, but let's do this. First things first. Let's tell everybody who's Eric Gillman. Who are you, brother? Tell us.
Oh, was that a question?
Yeah, that's a
Got it.
question for you. Tell us who Eric Gillman is because nobody knows you better than you.
I was waiting for the intro. I was like, yeah, tell him all about me, Robert. Yeah. So, great to be here. Thanks, man. It's good to be connected with you in person over so many years, and now with just being able to add value to people all across the country. So I see people from the Bay Area, Salem, North Carolina. So take a moment as well to say appreciate y'all being on this call, because I've been with Cutco. I've been doing this for 18 years, right? This is my high school summer job, selling knives, changing lives. But I really do believe in what Jim Rohn says, is that your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development, right? So it's a Wednesday afternoon, 1 o'clock. Everyone's got a lot going on in their life, whatever time it is of the day, wherever you are watching this or listening to this. Really just want to say thank you for your time. And I intend to add an immense amount of value of how to get more repeat and referral based business. Robert, that's what I've been specializing in for the last decade plus, is utilizing a product called Cutco Knives, which some of you might have heard of. I know we got a couple people with their cameras on. Show of hands if you've ever purchased a Cutco knife, or if you're in the chat, if you wouldn't mind, maybe put in the chat if you own one, or if you've ever, or how long you've owned it. And in a nutshell, and don't worry, this is not going to turn into the 7 keys of how to give Cutco effectively. But what we have done is we've taken an American kitchen tradition called Cutco Knives, and we custom engrave it, and we turn it into the highest quality branding piece that's available on planet Earth. Wine, champagne, gift cards, gift baskets, they're nice and delicious, but they end up where? Gone, right? If you hear anything I say today, right, we're going to talk about this, Robert, is in so many different aspects. How is the way you're appreciating your clients representing the lifetime relationship you plan on having with them? And my core belief in life, a little bit about me and background. Like I said, I've been doing this for 18 years. Hey, Greg, what's up, man? Thanks. I appreciate everyone has their camera on. Some smiling faces here. Smiling face for you as well as Robert. I don't know if you mentioned, I'm an author, speaker, stand-up comedian. So if I say something that offends you during this call, I'm joking. It's a joke. But this was me when I was in middle school. So I wrote this book. I used to be like a super obese kid. I actually got kicked out of my high school. Not for being fat, they don't do that, but for a bunch of shenanigans that I caused, and then a bunch of trouble with the law. And the point is, I share this because I wrote this book. I turned my life around. I 180'd my life. I started making small changes over a long period of time that led to a lot of lasting change. And my core belief, and why I'm here today with y'all,
I don't think it's recording.
If you have the ability to help somebody, I believe in a lot of ways you have a responsibility to help somebody. So I know a lot of people say, oh, I've been doing this forever, Oh, great. You've been doing this for 18 years. What does that mean? Well, let me give you numbers. Our team will do about $2.3 million worth of Cutco sales this year. Most exciting number of that is that over 70%, closer to 80 by the end of the year, will be repeat and referral-based business. 70% repeat referral-based business. Now, look, I understand the sales cycle between a home and a knife and a loan might be a little bit different, but we can all agree, everybody on this call, whether you sell knives, homes, boats, or wills, we're all in the relationship business. Am I right? So what I want to dive into today is 7 keys how to create raving fans. Show of hands, has anyone ever read that book, Raving Fans? One of my top 5 best books, and cool little story in there. I'm going to make a couple book suggestions as we go through. Personally speaking, I'm not a huge reader, despite being an author. Phone's ringing, positive problem. Turn that off. But I believe what Gandhi says, and that is that the person in life who can read and chooses not to has no advantage in life over the person who can't read at all. I got my book on my nightstand. Every night is 10 pages. It's not always easy to turn off the TV and get the thing done, but we get it done because we can. So Raving fans, starts with a mindset, right? And the mindset is really simple. So let's do a little screen share here. See who put some get everyone put some Cutco love in the chat. Nobody did yet. It's okay. We'll get back to that in a moment. All right, let's do this. Sharing not turned on. Robert, give me a share.
Go ahead and get you shared here, my friend.
Let me know. Send request.
Yeah, it's I'm on Carla's computer, so it's not letting me share. I'm gonna have to go a cappella, brother.
Oh, I can do this with my eyes closed, man. This stuff's in my blood. It's funny. I was doing this presentation for like 3 or 4 years before I was like, you know what would be good? A PowerPoint. If I just get up here and yell at people nonstop, which I can do right now. So am I not going to be able to share?
Yeah, you're gonna have to a cappella, my friend. You're gonna have
Let's
to
go.
No screen share today.
Who needs it, dude? We want to make it discussion based too. So as we go through these things, since I don't have my slides, which at the end of this, Robert, I'm going to email you the slide deck, and it's just going to be like a visual representation of what we're talking about anyway. But I could literally, and the thing about what you do, if you're truly, and let's dig into this because we have now a little bit of time that we don't have the slides. If you are an expert in your field, which everybody on here, I believe, is a real estate expert according to their clients, that means that you live, eat, sleep, and live and breathe this stuff. And you're connected to all their experts. So the mindset, to keep you frank, what it starts with, a quote from Mary Kay Ash. She's the founder of Mary Kay Cosmetics, arguably the most successful woman in the history of cosmetics. And she says, when it comes to repeat business, be more in love with your clients than you are with your business. Be more in love with the relationship than you are with the goal, the metric, the statistic, the data, right? All those things are important. But if you can walk around as if people have a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. And your job is to be a detective and find out what that thing is, right? Most common misconception about me, you're up here, I'm going to be talking for the next couple of minutes. I'm a speaker, I'm a comedian, I talk a lot. People go, you're really good at talking. That's probably why you're good at sales. No, I'm really good at sales because I'm a really good what? Listener. Yeah. Feel free to unmute. If you're not in a loud background, you got dogs, I'm going to be asking a whole bunch of questions. So, Robert, who's coming with me? Let's go.
That's right.
Right. And so let's by the numbers real quick, just before we get into kind of the meat and potatoes, like for those of you who may not know, the show of hands who on this call has been in business for more than 5 years. Cool. So 67% of all real estate transactions are repeat or referral-based business. And we might be sitting there thinking like, of course, my clients are going to call me. I work my butt off for them. But in our industry, is there a lot of competition in real estate or a little bit?
There's a lot.
A whole lot, right? A little tiny bit less nowadays, but it's not thinning out really short anytime soon. So in our industry, 87% of people said they would use the same agent. Right, Robert, they shook your hand. They said, I appreciate you staying late. You pet my dog. You play with my kids. I'll call you. What percentage of people actually use the same agent? You tell me.
Oh, I bet it's not that high.
Give you a hint. It's not 44.
Wow.
8. Why? Why do we go from 9 out of 10 people to 1 out of 10?
That's brutal.
Why?
Who's touched?
I've been doing this for a decade, Greg. Nobody ever has a different answer. It's that simple, right? Look, here's the deal. As much as people hate to admit it, they're not sitting around, your clients are not sitting around talking about the real estate professional or their loan officer or their legal attorney or their auto mechanic or their knife guy as much as we like to think that they are. So how can we stay top of mind on top of I send them emails, they go straight to spam. Oh, I send them flyers. I got 100 flyers on my desk that go straight to the trash, right? I'm not saying not to do these things, but what are you doing to make sure that you become unforgettable to your clients? Now, I'm just making sure I'm going to take a quick look, make sure I'm not missing any points before we get into the actual meat and potatoes here. As we go through these 7 things, right? So what I'm going to give you today is 7 keys to build Raving fan, to shift the trajectory in the relationships that you have. And in another way of saying, I heard this mentioned already before I was introduced, which I love. How can you add value? How can you add value to your clients, to your friends, to your sphere? Doesn't always have to be past clients, right? Because we all know that your sphere is what becomes your clients. How can you add value to them outside of asking them that same question? Do you know anybody? wanting to buy, sell, or invest in the next 90 days. Now, real quick, before we get into these things, I'm not saying to not ask those questions. Nothing about what I'm about to teach you is saying taking away from your lead gen, your follow-up, your door knocking. All of these systems still need to stay in place, right? Every business has two buckets. There's lead gen, and then there's goodwill. Goodwill churns repeat and referral-based business. This is important to remember. There's no such thing in luck as luck. Luck is the residue of good choices. Seemingly get lucky a lot in life because you make good decisions in the past to love on and appreciate people, which we're going to talk about right now. But again, especially if you're like a newer agent, I don't want you to be like, dude, I heard this knife guy today. He gave me 4 new ideas. I don't have to do my follow-up this afternoon. I don't think I'm ever going to door knock again. I'm just going to send birthday videos and everything's going to be taken care of. No, I've been doing this. I've been with Cutco for 18 years. I've been implementing these strategies for the last 10 years, right? That's what it takes. But again, at the end of the day, here's the punchline, and we're going to get into it. It's not your client's job to remember you. It is your responsibility and obligation to make sure they don't have the opportunity to forget about you. So as we go through these 7 things, they start relatively, I'd say, simple, or I like to call it foundational, right? And they're going to build on one another as we go. And I'm challenging you, and I'm going to ask you to share at the end of this, people, especially with their cameras on, Mike, Michael, Greg, the crew, Tim, appreciate y'all. That's me every time. I brought my own hype button. You got to BYOB to every Zoom meeting. You know, you got to bring your own hype button. That comes into factor later. That's step number 5. We'll get there. As we go through these things, I want you to share at the end 1 or 2 of them that you're going to implement today. Because I guarantee if you start implementing 2 to 5 of these things every day, it will shift the trajectory of your relationships. And the best part is it's not going to cost you your 2 most valuable assets. It will not cost you a lot of your time. It will not cost you a lot of your marketing budget. It's very, very simple. I know you can do at least a couple of these today because it's not even 2 o'clock. I've done 4 of them before the end of the day. I'll do all 7 probably. So let's get into it, right? Number 1, really simple. What do you own as a business owner, as a realtor? When you started in this business, nobody here is getting leads from NAR. Nobody here is getting owns Trulia. You own what? Come on, take a guess. Shout it out. Your time. Yep. Anyone else? Any others? Relationships. That's it.
There we go.
You got the people around you, right? So it's always interesting to me as someone's been doing this for a while, when I talk to agents or any business owners, how highly organized is the foundation, meaning your CRM? Is your database fortified with knowledge of your clients on, I would say, 3 different levels, right? But before we move forward into the next 6 things, you have to have an awesome CRM. Just curious, because I know a couple people 5+ years in the business. Show of hands on this Zoom, who has what they would call a highly organized CRM backend management system?
That's a little suspect on my side.
Perfect.
Probably 25% of what I really can.
Yep. So that's what that's what I'm loving, man, is these are things we can implement and go into today, clean that up. And that's the first reason for a value add phone call. My screen shifted over. You can still hear me, right?
Yep.
Cool. Perfect. But it's 3 levels deep. So number 1 is the data. You need the data on your clients. You need to have the obvious things, the phone numbers, the emails, the occupations. And that's the first reason you can reach out. Hi, what's up? How's it going? Hey, I just wanted to check in. I'm sending out some new emails about exciting events happening in your neighborhood. Just wanted to make sure I have the right email for you. Really simple value add phone call, reason to reach out to your clients. Very, very foundational. The number 2 level of who they are as a buyer. Who is your client? When somebody orders gifts from us and they tell me, okay, we want 15 of these for our closings, and we're going to order 10 of these for our referral gifts for next year. We're jotting all that down, but we're also taking note that you said you have people who you want to do home anniversary gifts. So probably the year after that, we're going to be talking about this. Point is, how many people here have ever sold a client a $400,000 condo and they're like, this is our forever home, right? No, you won't want to lose that $1.2 million home they buy 4 years later because their cousin's friend and them got drunk at a barbecue one time, and he's a new agent who knows more than you do. And you don't have to say that's happened to you, but we know those types of things happen, right? So who they are as a buyer, so you can call, hey, I know you said you're not looking to move to Del Mar for another 5 or 6 years, but I just wanted to let you know I was thinking about you because this property came across the market. Letting people know how much you care. And then the third level on your CRM is like who they are as a person, right? Like, what do they like to do for fun? What are the charities that they support? Where are the places, goals, trials, tribulations? Start viewing them as a three-dimensional person. Now, look, here's the deal. If we care this much about a knife sale, how much do you think you should care about a home sale where the average commission is about 100x? Right? So 3 levels deep, highly organized CRM right off the bat. You can call people today and say, hey, I'm just wanting to make sure I have everything updated. God forbid they have a new address. All right. Now let's start having fun. Okay. 80-20 rule. This is step number 2. Y'all, we didn't make up the 80-20 rule. It's called the Pareto principle. 80% of your future business will come from 20% of your current clients. Who are those people? Let's talk about it. Gold group, A+ clients, premier clients. I don't know. You have got to meet Robert. He It can be 10 past clients, 10 people that you want to be clients, and 5. What did you say before this? Power partner. We're going to talk about more of those relationships in a minute, right? But like Tim, you're one of my gold clients. Because I love and appreciate it very much. And I don't mean to like put you on the spot. Tim, you've never actually bought, you bought a couple knives for your home, but you're not like a top client of mine. But a raving fan doesn't always have to be they bought 9 homes for me. It could be, they send me 2 referrals every year. They've never bought a home for me. They rent. They don't ever want to do it, but it doesn't matter. It can be somebody who you want to appreciate, who walks around as your salesperson, right? Has anyone ever been to BNI people, right? You're training your salespeople, right? Imagine having 25 highly fired up people excited about your goals just as much as yours. So identify your goal group, write it down. It's got to be written down. 20 to 25 people. And now here's the challenge of those people. And I'm not trying to put anyone on the spot. If I were to call 5 out of those 25 people who you wrote down this afternoon, would they know that they're on that list? Would they know if I said, hey, I'm a friend of Tim Yates, he told me that you're like one of his top 25 most important people and clients, you know that, right? Would they know that? So that's another reason to call and reach out. It costs you $0 and 5 minutes of your time. Hey, Tim, just wanted to give you a shout, buddy. How's it going? How's the wife? How's the kids? Just want to let you know I'm putting together a list of the most important people in my life and my business. Just wanted to send you some cool stuff and appreciate you. And guess what, Tim? You're on that list. You're like I know you only bought that condo for me 4 years ago, but do you remember that barbecue you took me to? I met like 4 people there, dude. It changed my life, changed my business. Just want to let you know you are like one of the most important people in my business. And so just want to make sure your email is still blank and your address is still blank, right? Cool. Really appreciate you, man. I'm going to send you some cool stuff this year. So keep an eye out for it. All right. How stoked would you be to get that phone call in the middle of the day? Right? My kid said I'm an idiot. My wife thinks I'm dumb and doesn't like me, but damn, my realtor loves me, man. Oh man, Greg just called me out of the blue, said I'm one of the most important people in his life. We send out, like I just said, I'm currently sending these right now. Tim, Robert, you could probably expect one of these in the mail sometime in the next calendar year. And I'm glad I said one more thing on this. Is a little golden knife card, little note that says, dear Jared, thank you for being an amazing client and friend over the years. I appreciate you very much, and I hope you wear this golden knife proudly. Cost me $11 total for the package. I put it in a gold envelope. I've sent about 40 of them so far to people who I know who are in the Golden Knife Society. Be tracking those. I've had people sending me pictures of them wearing them. They're up in their offices and stuff like that. Good on time. So just letting people know how much you care about them. And then the other thing about gold clients, 20 to 25 people that you want to strategically appreciate. This is important for 365 days. It's not a lifetime membership. Don't overthink this list. They're not moving in with you. You're not eating dinner with them every night. These are people who, hey, I really like this person. I want to get to know them more. I'm willing to spend $20 to $100 a year, 1 to 2 times a year to do something extraordinary for this person. If there's no reciprocation, it's not like we forget about them and they're dead to us. They just go back to getting all the other appreciation that every other client gets, all the other stuff, all the cool things. But hey, remember, it's like life. It's a two-way street, right? So gold clients, write them down, let them know. All right, this will be a little bit tough without the visual, but it doesn't matter. I'll send it all to you. Number 3, what's everyone's favorite thing in the whole world to talk about? Themselves. So we have something called an all about you form. Okay, I'll send it to you. It has basic information: name, blood type, mother's maiden name, social security number. I'm kidding. None of that. That's Tim's department. But no, ours is just like favorite hobbies. Let's talk about the 3, because I have 3 right here. I don't have like the sheet. I'll send the sheet to everybody. I'll give you 3 things that are on it and 2 ways to implement it. All right. Sports teams. I mean, there's never been a time in history with social media that it's easier to find out what makes people feel important, right? Take a wild guess who my favorite superhero is, right? I'll give a free Cutco knife to anybody who can tell me what my favorite movie is. Here's a hint. It's not Batman, but if you're a good enough detective, you'll be able to figure out pretty quickly. Put it in the chat. You'll be getting a piece of Cutco. So here's the deal, right? But people make it so easy. Like, look at my favorite. Look at my kids. Look at my kids. Like, can you tell that like I like dinosaurs and that my nieces and nephews are the most important things in my life, right? It's not that hard. So be a detective, find out what makes people feel important. So favorite sport team. So, I mean, I know it sounds like silly, but like everyone was texting their top clients when the Padres lost, and then they're now texting their other LA clients when the Dodgers are winning, right? We're all texting our what the hell is the team name? Kansas City. They're in the past, man, right? But don't say sorry. I don't want to burn any relationships. I realize by talking about some teams, sometimes I go both ways. I like sports. I just care about what other people care about. But when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, I'm texting like 6 of my gold clients, like, yeah, we did it. Let's go. And then when they lost the other Super Bowl, I was like, better luck next year. We're all in it together. Point is, sports teams, charities. Tim and I have worked together to do an event year after year where we actually raised tens of thousands of dollars I built a hospital in Haiti after the earthquake. Long story short, through Cutco people and friends, we raised $1.7 million. All the money goes directly to a medical clinic in Haiti. Tim and I did a Battle of the Bands event at the Belly Up here in San Diego, and Robert was there, right? A whole bunch of people there. We did a couple of years raising money for an awesome cause. Point is this: look, if you want to get my attention, like me as a busy person, if someone calls right now, 2 people call. I'm very grateful. I got 2 incoming calls for some knives during this call. I will get back to them before the end of the day. If somebody texts me and say, hey man, I want to donate to your charity right now, I'll put this on hold. I'll put this on a 2-minute hold right now and take that call. Point is, care most about what people care about. I donate every year for all my gold clients, like no question about it. I'll donate to whatever birthday charity fundraiser they put up, and I donate my number of age and year or age in dollars. So 37. So I donate $37. I'm very grateful. And I think we all live in a time where, you should be able to, if you can take someone out to a happy hour, you should be able to donate, right? $37 ain't going to make or break it. But I know that when I was doing those birthday fundraisers, that was the most important cause that I had in my life. So care what people care most about. And then the last thing is like hobbies. Like, okay, you like to ride bikes. I like to ride bikes. You drink beer, I drink beer. You watch sunsets here, I watch sunsets here. Find out things that they do, and all of a sudden you're now hanging out with your gold clients. And for my business and my life, I'm going to email you a link to a Google form. I'll send it to you. Or you can use it as part of your listing presentation in your rapport building. So, hey, why you go ahead and sign that listing agreement right there? I'm sure everybody here told you that the best realtor in